What up my ninjas, this is the Anime Man. So about 6 months ago, roughly, I made a video called Kawaii Oni the movie is going to be real. You guys can click this annotation or the link is in the description below, but I pretty much talked about how I was excited that a movie, like a live-action movie for the very famous RPG horror game Kawaii Oni was going to be released in Japan. If you guys don't know, Japan is home to some really fucking famous and disturbingly scary horror movies like The Ring and Ju-On. So after 6 months, I decided to finally watch it because I saw that there was someone was streaming it on an internet site where they stream movies, and so I thought, you know what, perfect timing. I'm gonna watch this. It's the middle of the night. And I want to scare my balls off today. I usually don't like horror movies, so I was clenching my butt cheek and getting prepared to shit myself. And after the movie finished, 64 minutes through, the credits are rolling, and I slowly and quietly thought to myself, what the fuck are you doing, Japan? Are you serious? Are you serious with this shit? That was probably the worst thing I have ever seen. The movie was not only not scary, but it wasn't even a movie. Like, whoever directed it or wrote that movie has probably never seen a movie in their lifetime because it was horrendous. And so the second time viewing, I decided to go through the movie, like sort of pinpoint parts which I thought were good and which I thought were bad, because that's how I usually make my reviews. And after the second time viewing it, not only did I want to kill myself again, but I also had at the end a Word document, a one-page Word document of all the bad points and not a single good point. Like guys, I don't be biased with my reviews. Like, I try and be fair and square to whatever I'm reviewing. Whether it be good or bad, I try and look for the good parts and I try and look for the bad parts. But seriously, with this film, I could not find a single good part. Literally every part of this film was wrong. Now, if I were to go over some of the parts that made this film terrible, besides just saying everything, then the first thing I'd have to say is the acting is fucking horrible. Now, they got a member from AKB48, I forgot her, Iriyama Anna, I believe was her name, to star as the main heroine. To give you an example, she is like the Japanese Kristen Stewart. Not a single expression on her face, and she cannot act for shit. And I don't know if it was the director's choice to do this, but the entire time she is breathing like a fucking 300-pound man running a 200-meter marathon. Like, it was just... And what was hilarious was that the main guy, like the main actor, who is, by the way, not even in the original game because he's the creator of the game. Yeah. Figure that shit out, guys. Was just sitting there half the time with just normal breathing, while fucking Iriyama Anna's right next to him going, like, it was stupid. It was really stupid. And now, definitely, besides the horrible acting and just the movie in general, the stupidest thing about the film was that it did not follow the story. Let me give you a rundown on what the plot of the Kawaii Oni movie is. Iriyama Anna, who plays the heroine, is friends with the creator of the Kawaii Oni game. And one day, they go with a bunch of friends to help them out, like sort some shit in this abandoned house or mansion. They get locked in, they find out that the Kawaii Oni is in there, and then they try and escape. And the only reason why they're able to escape, or the only reason why they're able to go through the entire mansion without getting killed by the Kawaii Oni is because the creator of the game, who is the main character, recognizes that the mansion is part of the game that he created, aka it's the mansion of the Kawaii Oni game. So all the puzzles and everything that you do throughout the original Kawaii Oni game is pretty much laid out in front of him, and all he has to do is just remember, what did I program after this again? And so they go through everything, right? Of course, some of the characters get killed, and, you know, like, stupid plot twists like Takuro being a murderer and everything is just, you know, makes the plot even more complicated and stupid as it already is. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, just in case you totally wanted to watch this film, trust me, don't watch this film. That's why I'm spoiling it for you right now, telling you everything about it. And so, right at the end, they made this, like, stupid fucking plot twist that just rips off Sixth Sense in the fact that the main character who created the game, by the way, who's the creator of the game, was dead the entire time because Takuro killed him. And he's stuffed in a box. Now, if you thought that was stupid, then it gets even more stupid, because the moment that the main character finds his dead body in a box and realizes that he was dead the entire time, he kind of like fucking disappears or something, and then the switch changes from the creator's perspective to Iriyama Anna's perspective. She tries to escape the mansion. There's some weird, like, fucking internal, like, mind trip thing, and then right at the end, she realizes that it was all a dream. Yeah. It was all a fucking dream. Like, you cannot end a movie worse than they did with this film. If the movie ending was, like, half decent, then I would have been like, okay, then I can kind of forgive everything. But, like, if you fuck up at an ending, and I've stated in a few videos how important it is to nail an ending. If the ending is shit, then the entire thing is shit. Let's just say that in simple terms. And the biggest part they fucked up was the ending, like, oh no. And let me just remind you again, this was made by a bunch of Japanese people who specialize in horror films. And they fucked up big time. And here's another thing that really pissed me off. You know, in the original Aoni game, if you played it or you watched a Let's Play of it, then you would know that there is the iconic chase music, which sounds like this. Right? When you're going through the game, you hear this sound every time the Aoni comes out, right? Like, pretty much, you can even recognize the game just from this piece of music. And so you'd think that a movie about Aoni would use that music, right? Because not only is the music creepy as shit, but it also, you know, notifies the viewer that, like, oh shit, the Aoni is coming, you know. You get a sense of, like, just natural fear every time you hear that piece of music, especially in a film like this, like a live action film, like a horror film. It's creepy as fuck, right? But no, the only time where you ever hear the piece of music, by the way, it only comes out once throughout the entire movie, and it comes out when all the characters, when they first go into the mansion, get a phone call from an unregistered phone number, and one of them answers it, and it's just the music playing through the phone. Through the phone. Through the fucking phone! They didn't even use the piece of music when the Aoni came out. Did the creators of the movie even play the game? I don't think they understood that that piece of music connects with the Aoni and nothing else. It's not just a piece of scary music, it's iconic. If you screw that up, then it's not an Aoni movie anymore. It's just a movie that uses ideas of Aoni. Oh, and by the way, there is zero plot development, zero character development. The acting is horrible, there are some terrible editing mistakes, cheap jump scares, anticlimactic chase scenes, and just the worst... It's the worst movie ever. I'm just saying it right now. You probably see it in the title. This is the worst movie I have ever seen, and probably the worst movie ever created. But, you know, maybe you don't, you know, believe me. So, you know, you need like a second opinion, right? Because, you know, the more opinions you get, the more solid your thoughts about it will be. So, I decided to grab my friend Mr. Ray Honda to, you know, just quickly tell you what he thinks about this film. Ray, what do you think about this film, buddy? I agree. So I'm telling you guys right now, no matter how much you loved the Aoni game, no matter how much you love the Aoni original novel, just for the sake of keeping the Aoni love, do not watch this film. I don't recommend this film to anyone, ever. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. As always, like, if you enjoyed it, subscribe for an event. I'll see you guys next video of whatever I make. Keep watching anime. Ciao!
That is so gross.